How's it going, everybody? And welcome to the Liberty Bowl. It is, of course, live stream Friday. As we do every Friday here, we come together, we talk about the news, hang out, smoke a little bit of herb, unwind. Well, no, I messed it up. It's unburden ourselves by what has been a long week. But yeah, as we do every Friday, we come here, hang out, smoke a little herb, talk about the news, fall of Western civilization, what have you. Of course, the big thing going on right now is the election. It's like fucking like
2024.
all right, what is it like 11, 10, 10, 11, 12, something. It's
Something
really
like that.
it's really
11
close.
days, I believe.
All right, yeah, it's somewhere within there. It's real close though. Um, of course, it is a nail biter. Um, uh, it's for different reasons. Of course, it's not necessarily what I would call a close election, but other factors are at play as well here. Um, so this week we had McDonald's taking on Donald J. Trump,
McDonald's.
right? Fucking McDonald's, yeah. So Donald Trump basically went to a McDonald's. It's in a was it in PA?
Yeah.
Yeah, and is a private, individually franchised one, of course. But yeah, he basically worked all the positions, worked the drive-through, essentially to spend more time than Kamala Harris working at McDonald's. Of course, the left wing went crazy about it and basically like, oh, he's lost his mind. Nobody knows what he's doing anymore. Like, obviously they I don't think it went over their head. I think they're obviously just propagandists that are in the 11th hour, and all hope seems lost for them. We also got, speaking of the 11th hour and all hope lost, the October surprise has come out from the Democrats, and it turns out Donald Trump is Hitler. Yep. And it turns out, actually, we took a poll and people believe that he's a fascist. Wait, did you take another poll to see how many people could define the word fascist? That'd be a poll that I'd be interested in actually paying attention to. But yeah, so of course, the proof is in the pudding, right? We also have a CNN basically coming out doing a poll. I forget, I have the article pulled up somewhere, but they basically said that it's almost certain that Donald Trump's going to have a sweep of the swing states. At this point, it's almost all but certain, based off of their polling analysis and whatnot. Of course, the Democrats are panicking. They're also worried about Donald Trump possibly even winning the popular vote, which would be right. That's spelled doom for them. Of course, there's polls coming out now saying that Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are essentially 50-50 in the popular vote standing right now, which of course is completely unprecedented, seeing as the Democrats usually end up taking the popular vote rather handily with California and New York. So yeah, that's a big stuff. No red wave, definitely not. Of course, if anything, looking like Trump is probably going to win, but we still need to make sure that we're paying attention to those down ticket ballots, make sure everybody gets out there and votes. If you have early ballots, make sure you guys send them in. Actually, if you live in Pima County, I do have in the link, in the description below today, finally, the link to where you can check to confirm that they received your mail-in ballot. Make sure they sent it out. If you haven't received it yet, it's basically the place where you could go to follow your ballot to make sure it's actually getting counted. Yeah, I got that link in the description below. We also had Tim Pool. He rage quitted. He completely fucking rage quitted the show for all of about 1 day. It's not necessarily big news. It was just kind of interesting breakup to the week. I had a show. Kudos to Dave Lando, man. He just sat through the entire thing. It's like, yep, cracking jokes wherever he can. But that was just kind of a shit situation to put old Lando in. But either way, it only lasted about a day or so. And they're right back to it. Of course, we'll be talking just a little bit about that, just a smidge. We also have a Democrat Senate candidate. Of course, a long shot candidate, seeing as he's running against Josh Hawley. But Lucas Kuntz has shot a news reporter in cold blood. So, of course, I am being a bit hyperbolic, trying to sound a bit like a Democrat propagandist here. But in essence, yes, he did shoot a reporter. All right. Keep in mind, even though it may have been a fragment, you are still responsible for every bullet or piece of that bullet that leaves that muzzle that is in your control. So, in essence, yes, he shot a reporter. Right. Of course, the funny thing about it is, he's one of the Democrats that likes to rag on safe gun handling and about how he was, former military, so I'm qualified to handle one of these weapons of war. He's one of those guys, and so of course him being foolish on a pistol range with a rifle resulted in ridiculousness, right? We also have Kamala Harris's word salad interviews. We also have Kamala Harris's slew of random celebrity endorsements, including the funniest endorsement I think any of us have ever seen. Of course, we have our former Detroit resident here to kind of break down the hilarity of it. But essentially, Lizzo went out and said, if we elect Kamala, we're going to make America Detroit. Yeah. So yeah, we'll get into that just a little bit. The Elon Musk is I don't know. The DOJ's threatening him with something that they're saying might be illegal. So in which case, I mean, they went after Donald fucking Trump for shit that wasn't even actual crime. So if they're saying that it might be illegal, they ain't got shit on him. But either way, he's offering $1 million a day up until election day for people that sign up for that sign a petition that's part of a political action committee in support of the First and Second Amendment. So of course it does kind of narrow it down to a certain select amount of people. But of course the Democrats are going nuts trying to say that Elon Musk is trying to buy votes, which of course would be election interference. But of course that's not the case, right? And then of course we have election interference. That's going to probably be about the majority of the chunk of the first part of this year, because we have a whole lot of election interference. Because of course the shadow campaign is in effect. It's getting going, man, down from people that are registering right the day before, so that way hopefully they could fly underneath the radar, to people burning mailboxes with ballots, people going and supposedly checking to see if the ballot boxes are tamper proof or something, checking to see if anybody could tamper with
really
them.
secures us.
Right. just give it a little shake, just double checking, making sure there's no funny business. Right. It's a whole bunch of ridiculousness, right? And I don't know, the main thing I want to point out is it's stuff like like 1,200, 2,500 people here or there, but this is just the stuff that's been pointing out recently, right? There's been hundreds of thousands of people registered to vote that either don't have a social security number, don't have a proof that they're alive, for one, and just they're registering people that are clearly not United States citizens, and just hoping that it's going to fly under the radar. And the biggest thing that this is doing is it's creating distrust in our electoral system. It's creating a feeling of unease that either some sort of shenanigans are going to take place, or that this country is just incompetent and is not capable of counting votes, which of course counting votes is illegal. That's how incompetent our country is, because counting votes is illegal. You have to run them through the machine. Only machines made in China can count votes for American elections, right? You cannot count them by hand. It's ridiculous. Who ever heard of such a thing? Counting. What, you're gonna use your fingers and toes?
Right. It equates to racisms and fucking voter oppression, and so on and so forth.
Clearly rooted in slavery. So I mean,
right. Absolutely.
Right. Do you want to give us a breakdown of just a couple of these? We'll tackle them issue by issue, but you want to give us a breakdown of? Actually, matter of fact, you go ahead and pick the first one, man.
I mean, we could do the old Detroit thing because it's hilarious. We could open it with a little comedy, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's going to be short, so Anyone that knows anything about Detroit, man, is you've watched it, at least through your grandparents' lifetime, go from what was referred to as, the Paris of America, beautiful architecture, massive industry, and wealth, and then Democrats took control, have held control for 50 plus years. Now it's like a third world country, and don't get me wrong, they've put money into the waterfront and building casinos and yada yada, but where this is leading to is the funniest and Kamala endorsement that we could have seen. Old Lizzo decided to get up in front of the Detroit crowd and say, basically, if we vote for Kamala, we're going to make America like Detroit's is, and went on to go with the anecdotal, this there's so much prizes, and so on and so forth. But again, skipping the fact that Democrats have absolutely destroyed this place. There's entire uninhabitable fucking city blocks. You know what I mean? And I worked a job there for years. Though last years I was in Lower Michigan, and it was I got to see the worst humans have to offer for HUD. So I was working in these houses directly from Detroit to Flint, and for real third world conditions.
Let's see that the worst that American entertainment has to offer. Here's the video clip of Lizzo.
I'm so proud to be from this city. They say if Kamala wins, then the whole country will be like Detroit. Okay? Proud like Detroit. Resilient like Detroit. I'm so
broke like Detroit.
All right.
Speaking of which, just go ahead and take a stroll through Detroit.
Like, I've been in most of these houses, man.
Fucking evicted motherfuckers.
Yep, bank-owned properties. They, want you to do that. Go board the windows up, shit like that, secure it, and then it doesn't matter. They're still gonna break in and rip the wiring out of the walls, and no matter what you do, if you don't fix it up, you're contributing to the ghetto, living conditions. And if you do try to fix it up, it's gentrification, and we need to steal it all.
You're damned if you do. You're damned if you don't.
And you can see these are pretty good sized houses. I mean, we're talking 3-4 bedrooms, full basements, and in places this used to be a decent suburb decades ago.
Yep, nothing even reminiscent of that nowadays.
Right. Yeah, this is what decades of one party control does.
Right. That's Kamala's vision for America right there. Right. Broken homes, literally and figuratively. But yeah, absolutely fucking ridiculous. Of course, we also have people like Leonardo DiCaprio, Beyonce. They've all come out and endorsed Kamala Harris, which of course just goes into the same old people that the Democrats have been basically relying on, and it's the people that basically go out and have of course not obviously not everybody, but in a sense figuratively go out and just basically shake their asses for the American public, right? That's really all that they've got. It's
yeah, and there's also like you mentioned, Leo DiCaprio. This is a guy that tells you we're all gonna die because of climates, as he gets in his private plane to France to get on his helicopter to land on the yacht. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people aren't to be taken seriously.
Yep. I mean, especially with all of the stuff coming out amongst the American elite, over the past decade or so, with the Epstein thing, now the P. Diddy thing, we're starting to see there's a huge fucking blackmail ring among the American elites, among the world elites. I mean, it's not just American people, and that's pretty much how this world is able to be kept in line, right? And so a lot of these people, and at the same time, there are people that are truly just clueless, that people that have been living in solitude for the past decade or so, living off of the wealth of their last fucking album that came out 20 years ago, and then the fucking farewell tour that they've repeated 5 different times already for the there's plenty of people like that out there that are endorsing Kamala just because it's the Democrats, man, we've always been Democrats.
My mama voted Democrat,
right? All right, there's people that are just clueless. There's also the celebrities that are just owned by the record company. Of course, keep in mind that these people, literally, their career is to say what is written for them on paper, right? They may portray these characters and stuff, but they didn't come up with any of these ideas, right? They didn't fucking write any of this shit. I mean, some, don't get me wrong, some actors and stuff do go on to write movies, make direct films and stuff like that. So I'm not saying all of them, but a good majority of them, including musicians, all sorts of walks of the upper echelon of the entertainment business, but they're all basically bought, sold, and owned by the record companies. People don't even own their own music, right? Remember when was it Neil Young? Remember just all the fucking people trying to sue Donald Trump for using their music in his campaign ads, and then they quickly find out, oh, actually, you don't own that music. It's fucking ridiculous. These are the people that are endorsing Kamala Harris. It's the people that, like I say, are bought and owned by the establishment, the people that push the propaganda for the I don't know what the fuck it is, communist fucking psychos. Was it
Cultural Marxism, man?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
it's the same people that tell you that again, we're all going to die because of population and pollution. So you should have abortions, but then they're also telling you we need to open the borders fucking for people that outbreed us 3 to 1 because there's jobs to fill. So I mean,
Right.
just all their shit is just asinine, circular, illogical fucking drivel.
Yep. Yeah, and then it's really it's confusing intentionally. It's made to be that way. That it's the whole 2 + 2 = 4. Up can be down if it wants to be. Left can be right. It doesn't matter.
Men
These
can
people.
breastfeed.
Right. It's absolute absurdity for the simple sake of being absurd. And of course, the end results of that is going to be a completely ideologically subverted population. Right. That's
Mhm.
what the end goal of all this is. And of course, the whole reason that they would want that. Okay. Why would you want to make your people stupid? Well, because stupid people don't ask smart questions. That's why they want to keep you stupid. Right.
And
And
easily goatable.
yeah, exactly. And so that's the whole thing. That's all it is. If you want to boil it down to the most basic, they want to rule over people. It doesn't matter if they're smart people, dumb people. They just want to rule. That's all it is. It's just fucking, evil people vying for power.
Lizard overlords.
Lizzo overlords.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it absolutely amazes you to no end to see these people. You have to think, well, Lizzo, apparently she was paid like $2.3 million for that appearance. But the vast
Yeah.
other ones, it definitely seems to be a Venn diagram like intermingling of crowds.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It really
Yeah.
does, man.
Yeah. And again, it's funny too how they like to always like, oh, Donald Trump and his rich corporate friends and stuff like that. He wants to give tax cuts for the billionaires and shit. If you drive through any wealthy neighborhoods like we do with our work and stuff like that, if you drive through any wealthy neighborhoods, you see a whole lot of fucking Kamala signs out there. Right? You're not driving through these fucking big old mansion neighborhoods and shit and seeing a bunch of Trump 2024 flags. Maybe you'll see like 1 out of 10, but for the most part, a lot of the wealthy elite upper echelons of society, they're all in support of Kamala. Right? And that's not trying to say like, oh, well, they're the smartest people around. That's how they got to that place. No, they're just the most fucking corrupt people around. That's how they got to that place. Like, and of course,
Not
it's
to
not
mention the system. The
right.
system that they're trying to perpetuate, it concentrates people now talk about wage inequality and equality, so on and so forth, but they don't they skip the fact that socialism and communism, like, it's only the wealth at the very tippy top. It's not even a fucking point, it's not even a 2%, it's like a 0.2%.
Yep. Yeah. So, ultimately, that's a pretty good breakdown of the Kamala endorsements and the endorsee, like I guess endorsement. I guess, dude, can you think of anybody in this election? Because of course there's the down ticket ballot that has been endorsed by Kamala Harris.
No, but you know what? I mean, I'm sure that a lot of them actually, from what I understand, are trying to distance themselves from that behind the scenes.
Exactly.
They've asked for space, like but
Right.
I mean,
Please
but
don't
the
endorse me.
funnier thing is the non-endorsements, with major fucking left-wing publications and so forth, where you
Right.
have editors and chiefs fucking resigning, and of course, those are the opinion sections. You know what I mean? Those are the people you don't want to fucking hear from anyway.
Right.
But they're resigning, and by these papers that have always, or at least for decades, endorsed the left, by not doing that, it's obviously not an outright Trump endorsement, but ultimately it's a Trump endorsement. You know what I mean? And,
Yep.
and the other cats that are involved are like Mark Hamill, you know what I mean? Cats like that. And then you also have like what is it, old Mark Ruffalo, and man, I can't even think of some of the inept fools, but they're all like publicly, we're canceling the LA Times because they would. Who gives a fuck, man? You know what I mean? Paper's dead anyway. Like the
Right.
fucking, the Times is inner zones only at this point. I'm sure there's a handful of old people
Right.
that still get it.
Fucking inner zones and behind a paywall, because what the fuck else are you gonna do?
Yeah, and apparently with the New York Times, apparently it was Bezos himself that was like, no endorsement.
Right. Yep. Yep. I think we might rethink this. Yep. Yeah. Like I said, it's a tough landscape out there for Kamala Harris, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Democrat mainstream media is feeling it too. Like we talked about a couple weeks ago. I think that they're starting to turn on her a little bit, because she's fucking you. You're killing us, man. Like, you're destroying our fucking credibility. Like, we're gonna get
first it
fucking
was like,
investigated when Trump gets in. Like,
but
you're
they're
failing us
not.
in
He's
so
not
many
going to
levels.
go after the media. These people are
Yeah.
important enough. They're fucking
Yeah.
guns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it really, MSM should already be dead. If it wasn't for YouTube selling out and pushing the corporate fucking channels over uses tubeses, like I
Right.
mean, they would have already been dead. You know what I mean? That's
And-
like mostly the
And
recommended shit.
at the same time, he could kill two birds with one stone by simply just releasing the fucking, any sort of transcripts, anything like that, of the communication between the federal government and the mainstream media establishments during this time period.
Just make the fucking mainstream media drop the transcripts for the Kamala interviews, because
Right.
like they dropped like 26 minutes, but apparently it was like 48 minutes. Like, where's that other 22 minutes at, man? You
Right.
know?
Yep. Shit. Speaking of which, fucking right now playing in the background, fucking I got, I don't know if you guys hear it or not, but I got fucking Donald Trump talking to Joe Rogan right now for like 2.5 fucking hours.
Right. 2 hours and 58 minutes, man. And
Right.
Kamala could not do that. And this dude has been through a range of topics tonight.
Yep. Fucking keep in mind, fucking Joe Rogan for years had said that he will never interview Donald Trump. And apparently something's won him over this time.
Right.
From what he said, his big thing was when he took that bullet, that, I mean, for really, like I said, that was a big thing that changed a lot of fucking people, that
Yeah.
changed, opened up a lot of people's eyes to what's actually taking place here.
But the dude, it was great when he's talking about Elon, and he said he gave me the greatest endorsement. You should do that too, Joe.
Right. Yep. Oh, yeah, he's working on it, man. Fucking he's working
Right.
him down. And at the same time, that fucking the entire time that Kamala Harris would be doing an interview, I don't know. There's rumors that she was going to do an interview on Joe Rogan, right?
But they've already come out publicly, your team, and said that because of
Fuck no.
scheduling, right?
Because of scheduling, fuck no.
No, because of scheduling, there's no way we could spend 3 hours in one place.
Right. Because of scheduling, this would be really bad for our campaign.
Yeah, that's what I was saying with the media. At first, it was like she's not giving us anything, and now she's went on this, so-called media blitz, and it's like you're making it way worse, man.
Right?
You know what I mean? Fucking stop, right?
Right. It's fucking insane, man. It's like I said, it's really a lot of it, I think, has to do with the adversity that conservatives and Republicans have been put through for the last, decades, several decades, even,
This last
with
decade, the majority, I'd have to say, the last couple years of fucking, the going out like Islams, and then fucking,
right,
with the Trump years, obviously, and then now to the point to where they're like, we need to put them in re-education camps, you know.
right. But
But
as
Trump's
they
going to send the government after people.
right, yeah, he said he's going to be a dictator from
Right.
day one.
He said he used the National Guard on people peacefully protesting.
Right,
Fuck, mostly peacefully, you mean, man?
right, mostly peacefully, a
Fiery though.
little fire, but
What's a protest without fucking being fuego, dude?
right, yeah. So what were we talking about again?
I mean, we went off on a tangent. We were talking about endorsements and stuff, but
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot. I had something. It's gone now. I smoked.
oh yeah, I've been
But
smoking.
all right. But let's see. So check out this video real quick.
Did you?
Just checking to make sure it's secure. Nothing to see here.
I think I sent you the article too, where some fool just got charged for setting a ballot box on fire and shit, man.
Yep. Oh yeah. I'm gonna look for a couple. I think there's I'll be able to find the pictures of the guy that set the mailbox on fire. It was here in Arizona, right?
Yeah, and then there was another cat, it was a UPS worker. He fucking tore up a box full of ballots and shit. They found it all in the woods, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different ones going on, and then of course you
Right.
got even on the judicial level, where they're like, you have to put those illegals back on the rolls.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I just put it into one giant category of election interference. Right. I mean, shit, down to even social media with Facebook, already getting dinged again for censoring stuff that's against Kamala's.
Right,
They're
right.
labeling it
Even
misinformation.
yeah, comical shit, even like memes and stuff.
Yep. But, all right, so let me go ahead and read this real quick. So, Paul A. Save America Now. Bubble bath girl. All right. But I'm not sure what to call it. They, them say surveillance footage captures man in Montana trying to tamper with the ballot box. Turns out it was a Dem operative who was caught tampering with the ballot box. His name is reportedly Laszlo Gendler. And
He's a vampire.
right. Right. And he's been paid by the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee, DSCC.
To check
how many
boxes.
times? All right, how many times has this happened where it wasn't caught? So Montana Dem operative caught tampering with ballot box. See, he stated they sent him to the location to see how secure the box was. Totally believable, man. And I don't see nothing wrong with that.
They're like,
Right.
just run up and yank on it. Just make sure it's good, dude.
Right. Right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if the government actually did send him to go and make sure that these ballot boxes are secure, he probably got paid a hefty amount just to do that, right? Like he got paid a hefty amount to go out there and kick the tires a little bit, make sure it's all right.
It's not the government, it's the DNC, man.
Right. They're just trying to make sure everything's hunky dory. They wouldn't want any Republicans to like do any sort of ballot tampering or any ballot box stuff and anything like that.
It's not the government, it's just the ruling party, man.
Right.
Yep, it's quite a few good times out here. Everything that they tell you that no, that's not real. Like, dude, it's happening every day. It's in news articles, everything. But because they're not covering it on CNN, they'll just continue to repeat the line.
Repeat the line.
Yep.
End quote. Repeat the line. All right, I
It's,
mean, I was trying to see if I could find the picture on old X. We'll go ahead and just pull up the article real quick. So, do 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 do. Maybe
and,
there
and
we
and
go.
you guys got to know. I know everyone likes to push ground and shit like that, but dude, National Pulse, man, it brings out most stories like bam, and then how people love to say you don't want to be first, you want to be accurate. I have yet to see them have to make a retraction. So
From Say News here. So, election ballots damaged in Arizona after man sets USPS mailbox on fire. So obviously, this is a hardcore conservative, definitely a MAGA Trump supporter over here already because of the fact that he has a beard, which polls have shown is a manly conservative thing. So,
definitely rooted in white
I'm
supremacy.
going to read this real quick. Has been arrested in Arizona. Absolutely. Definitely the male pattern baldness, too. It's definitely a sign of white supremacy as well. So,
He's probably a proud boy.
so a man has been arrested in Arizona after. Definitely, absolutely. He's the one that got away. Friends with that Mike Epps fellow. He's in Phoenix, right? Let's see. So the man has been arrested in Arizona after a Phoenix U.S. Postal Service mailbox was lit on fire in a suspected arson attack, destroying multiple ballots inside of it. Police arrest 35-year-old Dieter Klofkorn for the attack. Klofkorn has been charged with one felony count of arson to property following the incident. The incident unfolded early Thursday morning in Arizona's capital. In a statement, the Phoenix Police Department said Klofkorn stated that he committed the arson because he wanted to be arrested and that his actions were not politically motivated and not related to anything involving the upcoming election. That's believable. I'm sure there's, he just couldn't find. He's obviously a homeless man that just wanted, 3 hots and a cot. So, totally nothing related to election stuff. Definitely not.
I just have to comment. That guy's
So,
35. Look
holy
around
shit.
60. Right.
Right.
Arizona
Just
sun,
for
man.
reference, I'm 34. Yeah. Yeah. And again, for reference, I'm 34, work out in the sun, and I have a past with some pretty hardcore stuff back in the day. Way back in the day. I don't like nothing like that, motherfucker.
I got a decade on you, man.
Images taken from the scene. Yeah, that's why we get the multiple perspectives, on this channel here. But images taken from the scene showed a charred mailbox outside a U.S. post office. The post office was located near 3900 North 7th Avenue. Phoenix Fire Department says the suspect arrived early Thursday. He reportedly lit a fire inside the blue drive-up collection mailbox before a crews responded. Firefighters were forced to open the mailbox to extinguish the flames. According to Fox 10, Phoenix Fire Department added approximately 20 electoral ballots were damaged along with additional miscellaneous mail. The postal inspector took possession of the damaged ballots and mail. The station also quoted Fox Police Sergeant Robert Schur, who said Klofkorn has a decent history with Phoenix police and the valley surrounding. Maricopa County Recorder Stephen Richer is now encouraging local voters to check their ballots. Voters who use that mailbox can check the status of their ballots online. The city's Democrat Mayor Katie Gallego also told Fox 10 Phoenix, "Threats are not okay." Great. Attempts to intimidate are deeply illegal and will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of law. I'm convinced we're definitely, I'm sure fucking Phoenix is in safe hands.
Yeah.
That's
directly
not
in the
okay.
houses.
And that's against the law. Right. Jesus fucking Christ. But obviously, just another example of election interference. Let's see, we have some other ones here. You want to go ahead and go off on that one? for a minute, man?
I mean, what do you say? I mean, that story is absolutely ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course they're gonna, it's nothing to worry about, nothing to see. Here's this, and then they're, only 20 ballots, but you got to remember, like, these keep adding up. Like you said, you got all these different articles and you know, you stories, video, yada yada, of all these things that you're told never happening, including illegals voting, as far as judges even demanding that those be put back on. So it's those add up. Like in reality, Biden only won by thousands of votes. He didn't win by millions. How they love to put it. Well, he got 81 million votes, and Trump got what was it, 76 or 78 or something, right? And that's not reality, because this isn't an outright democracy, obviously, and we have an electoral college for a reason. And Trump really only lost by thousands, right? Lost by thousands. But these add up. This is going to make a difference, even if it was small cases here and there. This can sway elections, especially as far as the down ballot's concerned. With your more local shit, can definitely fucking change elections. Because those are interstate fucking voting is pretty low turnout all the time. So I mean, the smallest margin can vastly change things. So I mean, I don't think that you should let people be scapegoats, but at the same time, they're caught in the action, dude. You got to make an example, and focus more on securing what is supposed to be looked at as something sacred. That really, these type of people shouldn't even be able to participate in. I'm going to be real with you. To me, if
Right.
if you collect, you get paid by the state, or you're not having taxes paid in off, forcibly off of your check like the rest of us, you don't even get to vote, man.
Right. If you're in any way a ward of the state, yeah, you shouldn't be able to vote, right? And I mean, of course, keep in mind, like you were saying, this guy, these people need to be made an example of, because again, I mean, America, as much as we don't like to say it, America really is kind of the hub of the world in terms of finance, the legal and important stuff, what we decide is morality, I guess, around the world. So really, when you fuck with America's electoral process, you're really kind of fucking with the fate of the world. I mean, it's kind of a big deal, like it's not exactly something small. At the same time, you're also defrauding millions and millions of voters, because now we don't have confidence. Of course, as was said in the article, and as we stated at the beginning of the show, make sure you guys check, right? Like I said, I put the link for the Pima County recorder's
Recorder.
office to
Yeah.
basically, if you live out here, you can check if your ballot got counted, if they received it, make sure it didn't get burned up in the mail somewhere, or wet by a pipe that burst in the middle of the night, something like that. Um,
Or torn up by
yeah,
a disgruntled postal driver. Fucking
right, right. Make sure that it gets to its uh, rightful destination.
and realize that they've blocked bills trying to prevent illegals from voting, making it, a serious enforceable fucking issue. And they're always, it's already illegal, it's not happening. But yet again, you've just had a federal judge order states to put fucking removed non-citizens back on their voter rolls 11 days before the election.
Right. And you notice too, they obviously they their whole thing is, it's not happening, but it'd be great if it did. And then like, okay, well, it's happening, but their thing that they like to do is they like to say that voting should be eligible for all Americans, right? They don't say citizens specifically for that reason, right? They just want to say all Americans, and then they could try and say that, go and switch it around to an ideological thing, and basically like anybody that's in America is an American. We don't have a set fucking culture. I don't know what the fuck they try to say, but basically their whole thing is like no human is illegal, right? And so that's their whole thing is like, oh, voting should be eligible or open to all Americans. And that's the whole reason that they've basically had them here for X amount of years. They put off their trials, their hearings for X amount of years, is because they want to have them here for a certain amount of time. So that way, whenever they do end up in, getting deported or whatever, they could say, oh, they've been here for years and years, and yada yada, they're Americans too, and that's
Yeah,
their whole
and
thing.
that's why they've slowly been changing the terminology from, illegal aliens to immigrants to, new arrivals, newcomers. You know what I mean? They've
Right.
tried to take out the foreign aspect completely. And, meanwhile, as usual, they're busy brainwashing your kids, like not accepting these people as racisms. You know what
Right.
I mean? And, of course, the old pity game. And, somebody doesn't get to claim asylum because of economics. I mean, if that's the case, I mean, you have people here that would be that could could claim asylum at this point. It's not about that. And
Right.
while you might feel sorry, you're willing to give charity, what have you. That doesn't mean the entire country should foot the bill. I mean, it's absolutely, asinine and unsustainable. They love to use that word, everything, right? Energy, petrol, what have you. It's unsustainable. I mean, that's unsustainable coupled with fucking spending.
Right. They like to the whole thing with the asylum is, of course, I mean, there's a whole thing that it's supposed to be the nearest country that's able to accept you, yada yada yada. Of course, that always ends up being fucking America, because every other country on the way to America is going to say, oh no, we're too poor too, right? So of course that always ends up being fucking America. But the whole thing about asylum is, it's when you're fleeing political persecution from your government, right? These people are not fleeing persecution, they're fleeing prosecution, right? These people are getting chased by the government because they are fucking murderers and fucking like cartel members and fucking rapists and this and that. And many of them, as we saw, what was it, last week, I think you're talking about it, like 13 fucking thousand confirmed fucking murderers have been allowed into the United States. Tons and tons of just people that are fleeing their fucking criminal charges in other countries and coming to America. So when they say that they're really just dumping their trash here in America, they are literally dumping their trash here in America. And they got the Democrats over here trying to get these people to fucking vote just so that way they could remain in power. Right? They don't care about you. They don't care about your country. They don't care about your future. They don't care about your children's future. That all they care about is power.
And then, they're always, like I said, play the emotional game when in reality, they're like, it's families, it's kids. It's, if you watch the videos, I mean, even get the official counts, it's like, upwards of 75 to 80%, military age men. Even if you just said, okay, we'll just accept the women and children, dude, it's going to fucking, not only are some of them going to turn around with their dudes, but it's going to cut your flow by at least, again, 75 to 80%. And I
Right.
see a totally different game, just simple ways like that. It's not even about, well, we got to spend billions and billions of dollars and, we got to hire all these new people. It's not even that hard.
All right. Yeah, they like to make it seem like they like to make mountains out of molehills, but that's just really the government just inefficiently spending. It's just them trying to find more
Political
fucking
theater as well. It's issues to run on and rally the troops, and that's why things don't change. The same people that are in there screaming right now, like bipartisan bills, is they put forth one bill, and because a rhino that other cats call conservative was in on the writing of it, that doesn't make it a conservative bill or even bipartisan. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah,
Like the only people on the right that supported that are complete fucking shills.
right. It's like fucking them saying, "Oh, Kamala has bipartisan endorsements and support right now." Like it's fucking Megan McCain and fucking what is it? Fucking
Liz Cheney,
George W. Fucking Liz Cheney,
Kinzinger.
right? Fucking all the fucking warmongers of yesteryear. They
Right.
got her full throated endorsement. But go ahead and check out this article real quick from the Gateway Pundit. So, breaking: Lancaster County, Pennsylvania uncovers and halts suspected voter registration fraud scheme. 2,500 potentially fraudulent applications submitted just before the deadline. So, the Lancaster County Board of Elections and the District Attorney's Office have unveiled a suspected voter registration fraud scheme. At a press conference scheduled for 11:30 a.m. in the Commissioner's meeting room, county officials will detail the findings of their investigation and outline the steps taken to address this serious breach. Republican County Commissioner Ray D'Agosto, John Parsons, and Alice Yonder will join Adams to discuss how how the alleged fraud was identified, and the implications it may have on the upcoming elections. According to the preliminary reports, the 2,500 suspicious applications were submitted in 2 large batches just before the voter registration deadline. The fraudulent applications included inconsistencies like duplicate handwriting, inconsistent signatures, and inaccurate addresses. The district attorney's office is investigating the fraudulent application and has confirmed that 60% of those reviewed so far have been fraudulent. The investigation believes the fraudulent voter registrations are connected to a larger scale canvassing operation for voter registrations that dates back to June. The district attorney's office is encouraging everyone who believes their personal information may have been used on a fraudulent voter registration application to contact them. And then, it's a pretty long.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and cut it right there.
But obviously, again, right there, man, 2,500 fucking votes can change the outcome in a county. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing anyone could say that could possibly change that fucking fact right there, man.
Yep. Yeah, and you know, as they're saying it, there's inconsistencies on them. There's incorrect addresses. There's people that look like it was written by the same fucking people, multiple times. And at the same time, even if those are people that just, maybe they didn't know their correct address, whatever, then you shouldn't be able to fucking vote. Like, if you do not know where the fuck you live, like my fucking children know where the fuck they live.
Right.
Like if you do not know where you fucking live, you shouldn't be able to vote. Like, I'm sorry, you're too fucking dumb. As harsh and as rude as it sounds, that is the fucking truth. Like, I'm sorry, you should not be able to make decisions that impact the rest of the fucking country. If anything, you should be a fucking ward of the state.
And it's unfortunate that apparently it's a big enough problem that they have to worry about it. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like, how many people don't know their own address? What the fuck is wrong with you, man? But of course, they're saying that this was a harvesting situation, so that doesn't even mean that they just got the right name and just wrote some random shit on there to fill out the rest of it. You know what I mean? To make it look legit. Pretty obvious there, man. But this is just happening across the country. You keep seeing it. And then again, I'm going to go back to it. Louisiana, where a judge just ordered like 1,700 non-citizens back on the rolls, man. And I mean, these are in states that you wouldn't expect. Louisiana, what the fuck, right? And they keep telling you not only, again, they're not voting. It's already illegals. They're ordering them to put the shit back on. And most of these lawsuits are instigated directly by Biden's DOJ. And if you remember, the old lizard fucking Garland told you at the beginning of the election cycle, we're going to do everything we can to enforce voter rights and make sure, you know what I mean? Went on and on. And here it is. That's the fruit of the effort right there.
Yep. They ain't going to fucking back down now. It's too late in the game.
All right.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, like I say, we'll see afterward, but I mean, it's it's reminiscent of 2020. There's obviously we're not going to know the results on November 5th. They've made that abundantly clear with all of their fucking priming articles that they've put out, in the months leading up to this election, basically confirming that you guys ain't going to get the results right away. It's probably going to reach, it might even be months until you guys get the results actually. So
right, that's why they're steadily tied up trying to file lawsuits and so on and so forth.
Yep, fucking lawsuit after lawsuit. They already have lawsuits pre-written, fucking, just ready to fucking here you go. Like this is the I mean, of course, this is, I guess, just how the shit goes. Of course, it's they're all going to be frivolous lawsuits. They're all going to end up being, tossed out, thrown out, whatever. It doesn't matter. But ultimately, it's just stuff that, like I said, just it continues to erode confidence in our electoral process. I
don't know if you've seen this though. This was posted by Michael Watley, dude, at 517. It's on Twitter, man. But he says massive election integrity victory. The Fifth Circuit has just ruled that ballots must be received by election day to be counted, not days after, following an RNC lawsuit.
Wait, I'm sorry. One more time. I was trying to look it up as you're saying it, but if you already got the thing out, can you write one more time?
I already closed it. Michael Watley on Twitter posted. Fifth Circuit has just ruled that ballots must be received by election day to be counted, not days after, following an RNC lawsuit.
Yeah, hell yeah. If I can shut it down.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, we'll see how, how many of, how long it takes them to count, and, how many boxes got, well, I guess that was their whole thing, right? Is like, oh, we actually found these, big old box of Biden votes, in the middle of the night. I don't know. So,
Right.
so basically it'd be to stop that, right?
Yeah, and the people that were in on that, right? Like what was her name? Like Ruby Simmons or some shit like that, and Ruby Johnson. But anyway, video over, in Georgia, running ballots over and over again, her and her daughter as well. This shit is on video, and of course, it's always, the fact checkers say, and these people now are being awarded Rudy Giuliani's assets. I mean, it's to that point, so people are still paying for that one.
Right. Well, let's go ahead and switch gears here. Like I said, a whole bunch of election interference to look out for, over this next couple of months. Let's go ahead and switch gears to Kamala Harris.
So much cocaine's in the White House.
Right. So fucking much cocaine in the White House, man. So see if we could pull. I got this. I'm not sure which part of it is, or if it's just like the compilation of them. But let me see. She starts the interview confident, wide-eyed. She brushes her nose 23 times, tells a story, and like a wild woman with accents and cackling. With like a wild woman with accents cackling, her jaw starts to move side to side, her eyes close, and she slurs. She needs a hit. How could one not see it? Right. Let's go ahead and check this out. Anybody that's done a little bit of cocaine before, probably gonna recognize some. And obviously, just from this picture right here, just from this freeze frame right here, you how do I understand? Because my jaw keep locking. Like she looks fucking wired. But, let's go ahead and check this out real quick.
I was like, Mommy, the thing about this, I always wanted to go to Howard, and I went to Howard. And actually, it was in February of 2004. Olives with cream cheese on dark rye. And so remember, I'm a prosecutor. I have focused on that. I mean, in a nutshell. Yeah. And it was the assessor at the time. Can you perform some marriages? We need more people. And every nook and cranny of City Hall. Yeah. Important is that we also appreciate the nuance. There's a lot to do. There's a lot more to do. Who's over the age of 18 as though they're an adult.
Yeah, fair, girl.
Because it was doubling it, right? Right, where poor people sit in jail and people who have money get out, that there is no difference between any of the kids, our kids, and those kids who are otherwise in the system.
You good?
So, for example, not sell you a bag of what, but it was difficult to do.
Oh, she knows what.
In large part, we've got big signs, Dreamers Welcome Here. I've got the rainbow flag. And they were like, why are you putting the rainbow flag? I had to get permission, but I got it. Whatever.
Oh, now get.
And I was like, yo, Rand. So, hey, Rand, how you people doing? Good? I've taught him how to chop the onions. Oh, honey, baby, what happened? I'll take care of you. They are in California now, but New Jersey is very much in them.
I don't think she's capable of not being repulsive. Yeah. She's her person. It doesn't matter. I mean, if this is a drunk fucking chick at a bar, pretty sure she's getting left at the bar, unless it's
maybe it's opiates though, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like you do some morphine, you'd be doing the same shit.
Right. Yeah, I mean, could be. You never know, dude. I mean, these people do some crazy shit. I mean, we've like we said, cocaine in the White House. I mean, these people are at the upper echelon of humanity. These people are above the law, so to speak. As has been proven, seeing as they're going after Donald Trump for everything. But when Democrats or people within the political establishment get caught for literally the exact same things, no, nothing to worry about. No, that's
It's
nothing.
hilarious.
Right. It's just big jokes, you guys. Right, you guys tripping, right?
Right. Kamala, she's so cray.
Right. But yeah. I forgot where I was going. Oh yeah, fucking dipping their balls in cocaine, rubbing them on each other, and all that shit.
Right.
They
Taking
do some,
dunks in the Senate chambers and
right.
good times.
Oh, they've done lots more in the Senate chambers. We
That's
all
what I'm
remember
saying.
that.
Taking dunks, man.
video. Right.
Taking dunks.
Oh.
Right.
Right. But so yeah, obviously, like I say, I don't think that there's any way that this woman could not be repulsive. Anybody that's actually voting for Kamala Harris is not voting for Kamala Harris because they like Kamala Harris. They're voting for Kamala Harris because they hate Donald Trump.
They're
That's-
voting for fucking socialism, fucking straight up communism because they
Right.
don't like fucking Donald Trump.
Yep. I mean, I'm sure there's probably even a few fucking just weirdo ideologues out there that are like, please, Kamala, bring socialism. Like they've been, asking the last fucking 10 Democrat fucking, presidents in a row to bring communism.
Right. I'm saying that the vast majority of the ones that are voting for because they don't like Trump, they don't even, most of them don't even realize. Like you try to tell
Right.
them, and again, it goes right back to the fucking. That's not real,
Yep. And then the only ones that are paying attention are the people that are probably going to end up getting some sort of subsidy to their industry if she ends up getting elected. These people that are environmentalists or fucking those type people and shit.
The ones that always believe they'll be in the inner party, man.
Yep. And that's really the way that it goes. Hopefully not this time. I like I said, I think the internet was the wrench in the gears. Elon Musk taking over social medias and shit. I think that was really the wrench in the gears that they could not foresee.
I fully agree. It really is, because of how major the Twitter sphere is, But at that same token, I still hate the fact that all these people, the creators like on Rumble and whatnot, and on Talk About X, and it's always these are the only free speech platforms, and there's fully established free speech platforms that have been here for years, that have been through all this trying to be canceled and all this, that have built their own infrastructure as well. They're just not as well known, or their
Right.
image has been tainted because of people buying into fucking propaganda. But ones that work really well, that have opened up streaming. You've used different ones. I mean, Minds,
Mhm.
BitChute, Gab. I mean, these are pretty decently run platforms, and it's always these are the only places for free speech. Like, actually, if you want to see true free speech, go to BitChute.
Right. Check
You know
out
what I mean?
Rutten.com.
I actually don't even think that exists anymore.
I don't know, man. I remember that's the thing back in the day, though.
Yeah, Tupac
You wanna see some
autopsy,
crazy
man.
shit, bro.
Right.
Right. But I think the thing with them is, of course, like obviously they are much more free speech, but as we see, Google is able to control a lot of that stuff, and so they're able to shrink their fucking bandwidth if they would like to. They're able to obviously fucking get rid of them from fucking from their search engines, which is what 99% of the fucking population use to find stuff. So basically, they're
That's why you
just-
got to download the desktop, even on your phone, to where it has a tab and it bypasses the Google Play Store, and it
Right.
makes your own fucking little icon to where it's just like the app. Bam.
Well,
You know what I mean?
that's what I mean, though. That's not what the average, mainstream regular fucking Joe is going to do, though. And that's who the target audience is for anything that could be deemed a threat to the establishment. Obviously, like I say, they are still very, very useful. But I think the whole thing that makes X a threat is the fact that it already had a gigantic fucking user base, which was
Right, because it already had government subsidies and was was deeply infiltrated by the intelligence agencies.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. They, as Hillary puts it, that this was their loss of total control,
Right. And like Elon said when he took it over, like it was completely in the red. Like they weren't even turning a profit at that point. It was
Right.
actually losing money. And that's the reason why. Just like anything the government touches turns to fucking doo-doo.
Yeah.
But yet Jack Dorsey got to leave a multi-billionaire. Like how the hell does that work, right?
Right.
It's losing money, but you're gonna get paid billions, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that was the unforeseen thing that really is changing everything here. It's really, really fucking up their whole program, and of course the Donald Trump, the Don. They
Hmm.
he was a political anomaly that they could not have foreseen. Of course,
Yeah.
some people would like to put it as a he's a what is it, a symptom, I think. Yeah, pretty much a symptom of this society. Basically, he's not the cause. He's basically, this society created Donald Trump. Donald Trump didn't create this. What's going on right now?
We can all
And so,
point the finger at who actually did though.
right.
One fucking Hussein's Obamas.
Yep. Yep. But yeah. So yeah, chef. I forgot where he's going. Oh, but yeah. So basically, Elon Musk taking over their fucking mind control fucking platform, and then Donald Trump coming in and basically fucking up their program. Those are the two things that really I guess saved us from our long but slow march into fucking communism, as we're slowly hypnotized with shaking ass cheeks and other fucking and crack rocks and other shit like that.
Oh, there's chicanery, dude. Yeah,
Right.
man, it's yep. It's all smokes and mirrors, and that's why it's been pointed out on a regular basis, pretty much since Camel's been in the light. That her rallies, even it's not even a rally; it's a free concert where she speaks for 15 minutes afterwards.
Right.
And that's the gist of it. That's why she could never do like a Rogan, like Trump did tonight, which is, I'm sure, at this point on a frozen screen, it says it's at 1.6 million. So I'm sure at this point it's probably over 2, and that's just YouTube alone. That's not including, Spotify or anything else.
Right.
She could never do that. If you sit her down for 3 hours just off the cuff, you know what I mean?
Right.
Freestyling, unedited, and released on multiple platforms. You're going
Her handlers are
down.
going to be in the back like,
Yep, exactly. Yep. Yeah, and like with Trump, they thought it was like you were saying, he was another anomaly, that it was like, they thought it was 1988, and by them saying, see, he fucking had a porn star sign an NDA, that was like going to be the end of him, so that's why they had to move on to the Russia, and to this day now even disinformation about Tim Walz's past, it's all Russian disinformations. It's I mean,
Right.
they just keep bringing back the same tired tropes. And what's shitty about it is they get that false verification, because like two branches of the leftist media will break the story around the same time with no actual sources. It's anonymous, yada yada, or someone that's a known liar, and then this other media will break it off with their own little sub story, like summary. And then, you know what I mean? And then that'll die down by the next day. And the next 48 hours is politicians and shit repeating the bullshit to keep the story alive and give it more fire. And that's why, like the stories right now coming out about Trump, it's the same as every fucking election cycle. Like the chick, he touched my butt 40 years ago. And then, then it'll just keep moving on. The next one will be about business practices or what have you. And then the one before, the current one was, he derided, some dead soldier, a woman, a female dead soldier, and even her family come out and said, not only did he not do that, but we just voted for him. Like, you know what I mean? You guys were pieces of shit, basically.
Yep. And speaking of their propaganda and people fucking recanting Democrat statements for them already. Oh, might not be able to pop. There we go. It's taking time. But the October surprise was Trump is Hitler.
Right. Watch yourself, Juice.
Right. Y'all better watch out. But see, so Awesome Jew says, as a Jew, nothing is more offensive to me than hearing Kamala Harris compare her political opponent to Hitler simply because she disagrees with him. Hitler was responsible for the murder of 6 million Jews, whereas Trump has not done everything to make Jews in America safer. Has done everything to make Jews in America safer. Yada yada yada. Let's go ahead and check out
Wait,
Camel
don't you
Toe.
hate that it's always he's responsible for 6 million Jews, but they don't mention the millions of people from, the allied fucking armies that died right
The
along with him?
fucking the Poles and whatnot.
I mean, Americans and the French, the English,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yep. But those are different. Wars are fine. It's the stuff outside, or it's the extracurriculars that we're worried about.
Right. It's
Right.
always some subgroup, dude. Always. It's always divisional and segregational.
Right.
John Kelly, a retired 4-star general, confirmed that while Donald Trump was president, he said he wanted generals like Adolf Hitler had. Donald Trump said that because he does not want a military that is loyal to the United States Constitution. He wants a military that is loyal to him. He wants a
Looking
military
like Joe Camel.
who will be loyal to him
Right.
personally. One that will obey his orders even
Joe
when he
Camel
tells
Toe.
them to break the law or abandon their oath to the Constitution of the United States. In just the past week, Donald Trump has repeatedly called his fellow Americans the enemy from within, and even said that he would use
Right.
the United States military.
Again, I just want to point out, because they like to use this. Donald Trump said the enemy within. He's talking about you fucking assholes.
Right.
He's talking about you guys.
Not to mention,
fellow
like,
Americans.
not to mention, if you have a group of people that are ideologically opposed to America, are they
Right.
really your fellow Americans, man?
Right. And at the same time, shit, the fucking the anywhere from 8 to 20 million, because obviously we can't get a fucking straight number from the government. Illegals that are here, those aren't fucking fellow Americans. So even if he was saying that to the foreign nationals that are residing within our country, completely undocumented, without any sort of oversight at all, calling those people the enemy from within, that's again not fellow Americans. So it's either talking about you guys or the anywhere from 8 to 20 million people that you've invited to storm our borders. So that's the enemy from within.
Not to mention, like, what happened at the time when so-called 4-star generals carried themselves in a totally different manner, dude. They didn't get involved in this petty shit. Not to mention, this dude's a proven fucking lying sack of shit. You know what I'm saying? On multiple occasions. And even Pence's chief of staff has come out since this and said this did not fucking happen. And he was in the room. You know what I mean? The whole time, apparently.
Right. Yeah, that's their whole thing, though, is they just make shit up, and then fucking it doesn't matter, because by the time that it's verified and debunked and whatever, people have already stopped paying attention to it, and basically the talking point and the headline is out there, and that's all that matters to them. They really do understand Bongino's rule of snapshots and sound bites. It's just they use the fucking mainstream media for that, and they don't care about the truth, and all they care about is the fucking snapshot and the fucking headlines.
Yeah, and really, they're not good at it. They're just good at this aspect of it. You know what I mean?
Right. They're good at the antiquated fucking thing. They still go to the press. Yeah, they don't realize that they're fucking dying out and people have moved on. And really, it's because of them. It's because of the enemy within, you fucking guys, because you've destroyed their fucking credibility for them. Of course, now it is on these people to agree to do this shit, and of course we have seen some people walk away, but not many. We have seen people like Tucker Carlson. He's come to see the light, and he even like, dude, like, I fucking chilled for the Iraq war, like I have to live with that. Like, we have people that have come to the realization of what the media actually is with their relation towards our governmental system. But yeah, it's very few people, and ultimately their credibility has been destroyed through obviously the federal government giving them false or misleading or propagandistic information and it's on them as well for agreeing to fucking spew it.
Yeah, it's Operation Mockingbird coupled with the Smith Modernization Act. We've repeated that like this chick just repeats Hitler, and it's
Right.
real shit. Fucking look it up. You know what I mean? But yeah, how many times can you repeat the same shit? Revive the old trope. This is Chicken Little fucking gone mad, and you know what I mean? It's a constant
Yep.
Hatlers, because it's Hatlers and Hatlers and then Hatlers and fascisms and Hatlers.
Right. Everything's fascism. What's fascism? It's what you
Oh,
are.
right.
Right. You should know because it's what you are.
To go after American citizens. And let's be clear about who he considers to be the enemy from within. Anyone who refuses to bend a knee or dares to criticize him would qualify in his mind as the enemy within, like judges, like journalists, like
You guys, Merrick Garland, fucking.
Not to
The list
mention they
goes on.
came in and fired 350 fucking Trump appointed judges.
Afuera.
Like the lower circuits that they could remove, it was done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anything. Their first fucking days in office was literally just trying to do everything that they can to undo what Trump did. You know.
Yeah.
partisan election officials. It is deeply troubling and incredibly dangerous that Donald Trump would invoke Adolf Hitler, the man who is responsible for the deaths of 6 million Jews and hundreds of thousands of Americans. All of this is further evidence for the American people of who Donald Trump really is. This is a window into who Donald Trump really is, from the people who know him best, from the people who worked with him side by side in the Oval Office and in the Situation Room. And it is clear from John Kelly's words that Donald Trump is someone who, I quote, certainly falls into the general definition of fascist, who in fact vowed to
The
be a
general
dictator on day
definition.
one and vowed to use the military as his personal militia to carry out his personal and political vendettas. Donald Trump is increasingly unhinged and unstable. And in a second term, people like John Kelly would not be there to be the guardrails against his propensities and his actions. Those who once tried to stop him from pursuing his worst impulses would no longer be there, and no longer be there to rein him in. So the bottom line is this. We know what Donald Trump wants. He wants unchecked power. The question in 13 days will be, what do the American people want? Thank you.
Takes off running. No
Right,
questions.
run.
Hell no. Hell no. Hell no.
I've been told I'm
Yeah,
not
sure.
allowed to.
All right. Why are you dressed like Frankenstein? Well, you got to say
Right.
the monster, not Frankenstein.
Frankenstein's monster. But let's see. Whoa, this Auschwitz survivor just tore Kamala Harris to pieces. Let's go ahead and check this one out real quick. So, as you're saying, pretty much every time that these people come out and like, oh, Donald Trump said this, Donald Trump said that, there's always somebody that comes out and like, no, he didn't, right? Or when they try to politicize the deaths of people's families and say, oh, Donald Trump did nothing and this and that. They come out right after and like, yeah, he actually did plenty for us. We're voting for the motherfucker, But so I mean, here's just another example, but an Auschwitz survivor. Let's go ahead and see what he's got to say about Kamala. I haven't actually seen this video yet, so I don't actually know what we're about to see. But let's check it out real quick.
My name is Jerry Wartsky. I'm 94 years old and survivor of Auschwitz and the death marches. Adolf Hitler invaded Poland when I was 9 years old. He murdered my parents and most of our family. I know more about Hitler than Kamala will ever know in 1,000 lifetimes. For her to accuse President Trump of being like Hitler is the worst thing I've ever heard in my 75 years living in the United States. I know President Trump, and he would never say this, and Kamala Harris knows this. She owes my parents and everybody else who was murdered by Hitler an apology for repeating this lie.
Why should the Jewish people support President Trump?
Because he's a mensch. I believe that President Trump is definitely going to be good for Israel, because in everything that he's done up to now,
You lost me.
in favor.
Right.
He never double-crossed anyone, and he never showed any weakness. Watching President Trump pray for the hostages at the Ohel and spend time with him so meaningful. He has always stood with the Jewish people and the state of Israel.
Make America great again. And I guess Israel too, if that's your thing.
Right, I believe all that to be true. You know what I'm saying? You know, like what he said about Trump, at least. You know,
Mhm.
but at the same token, obviously, like I said, I mean, I have no fight in that game. I think we should be funding ourselves rather than other countries, especially considering the debt, man. And
Right.
but I believe that he's real. I mean, that's Trump was there for Israel previously. I mean, it's all good to have allies, but when your money's worth like fucking 33 cents or some shit, it's it's not the time. It's
Right. And we think we need to pause and reflect just a little bit.
right. And like Rand
Right.
Paul just recently posted, something that he dug up. We literally give aid to China, so we borrow money from China to give it back to China that we have to pay back with interest. I mean,
Absolute fucking absurdity.
right?
Right. Fucking ridiculous.
That's
So
where you'd want Elon to come in the fucking admin, dude. Cut that.
yeah.
Pull
Yep.
Twitter's on.
Yeah. Right. Matter of fact, write us a program to replace the fucking bureaucracy. How about that? Right. Fire all of these motherfuckers. Afuera. Yeah. Like, I don't know if I'd trust a technocracy though.
No, I mean, but at the same time, I'm sure, like Elon just said recently, if we can keep our society stable for 30 years, he guarantees a colony of 1 million plus on Mars. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's trying to move humanity forward, and you've heard him go through the list, I'm sure, of restrictions because of overbearing government, like the
Right.
test they have to do. They're like basically like, you have to catch a seal and put headphones on it and play, like rockets blasting or whatever, and see if it disturbs them and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like crazy stuff that he said that you have to do to be able to, experiment with, vehicles to leave the earth, man. I mean, everything about the left is just, a regressive and oppressive.
Right. I like how Donald Trump talked to Joe Rogan about fucking the ridiculous fucking regulations that he's trying to, get rid of. Them. It's obviously going to, help America prosper again. We may lose a couple fucking tiny fishes in the river or something like that. It's a possibility. You may lose some fucking a species of algae, but ultimately we're going to make America great again. Maybe we're going to go to the motherfucking Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The energy plan, of course. I mean, it's about rumble it up, man. I mean, you see the permits that were granted under him, and it was like over 4,000. And with Biden, it's been like 600 and some.
Yeah.
Like, drastic reduction. At the meantime, they're like, we're really pumping it out.
Right. All right. We're drilling, babies, drilling. All right, but so yeah, meanwhile, fucking during this whole October surprise, turns out that Trump is Hitler, fucking Mussolini, and fucking Stalin all rolled into one. All right.
The ultimate dictator, man.
Authoritarian hybridization. Right. Turns out he's actually just a guy that works at McDonald's, he's loving it, man. So
at McDonald's.
At motherfucking McDonald's. Right. let's see. So, Green Lives Ultra Frog 17. It says Kamala Harris lied about working at McDonald's, so the most powerful man in the world just worked a drive-through shift just so he could say he worked 15 more minutes of fast food than her. He's running one of the best and most comical campaigns I've ever seen. We will never have another Donald Trump. I totally agree. Absolutely agree. We actually kind of stress that quite often on this show as to why it needs to be Donald Trump, because there's never going to be anything like this again. This is a perfect storm. And this is the first time that you as Americans get to look at your government and tell them, fuck you guys, voting Donald Trump.
Yeah, and it's obvious he's willing to do what it takes to persevere and push through. And at his age, dude, and the fact that he doesn't have to face re-election, who gives a fuck, man? Like personally, I pray that it's a fucking bull in a china shop. Go ham, right, son.
Yep, fucking do it up, man. Make it happen.
Break all the toys, man.
Right, drop those fries.
It's a great company. They've been very, very nice. And if you look at really what's happening, look at the crowd over there. Look how happy everybody is. They're happy because they want hope. They need hope. And that's what we're doing. That's what we're going to give them hope.
What is working the fryer tell you about the people of Pennsylvania? Mr. President, you actually have worked at McDonald's now.
Now I have worked at McDonald's. I've now worked for 15 minutes more than Kamala.
Are you going to put this on your resume?
I never worked here.
Why would she lie about something like that? Will be put on your resume.
I worked at McDonald's.
Why would she lie about that?
Why did she's lying, Kamala? That's why. Tell you what, it's a great
fucking lying Kamala. That's why. You're a man of the people, though. You know. Like, even if he's just out there doing something fucking silly, like working at fucking McDonald's, you know, like people fucking love it. You know, people out there cheering, you know, bringing their fucking families, having a good time and shit. That's who Donald Trump is, as opposed to Kamala Harris, who fucking has to clear out fucking restaurants and bring in people that she busses in to pretend to be her supporters or to pretend to be normal fucking people, but they're really just, you know, people that are, you know, paid fucking actors, in order to actually do anything candid. Right. Meanwhile, you got Donald Trump over here talking to the fucking manager. He's like some fucking, it looks like fucking like, he's probably like 21, something like that. You know, young dude and shit. Fucking, oh, you're working at McDonald's and shit. You know, he's a man of the people.
Funny they got him a crisp apron and shit. Like nobody else is wearing one like that, man. You know what I mean? Right. They gotta have the MAGA Donald's apron.
Right, that white shirt probably costs more than your fucking car, dude. talking to this the fry cut guy.
Right.
But shit, probably still costs more than my motherfucking car too. Like, sure, that tie cost a pretty penny. Right.
Right.
You're an expert at this, huh? Let's go.
Okay, President Trump. So for our first order that's going out the window, we're going to need 3 medium fries. So would you like to put the medium fries in the bag?
I think so, yeah. So
Right,
we'll do that.
Because
you know who's taking these, right? Mine. Do they ever ask for more salt? Supposing we want some extra salt, can we just go like that?
We will give them salt packets.
Watch this second. I love salt. Wait a minute, I spilled some. I'm very superstitious.
It's like a Gramps, dude.
That's over the left.
Full on Gramps.
Let's go.
All right.
Yeah,
That's
fine.
definitely Hatler's.
Absolutely.
Put them in standing up, right?
All right.
Go, Joe. You're an
He's
expert
going to
at
drive
this, huh?
there. What the fuck's taking
How
so
have you
long?
done- how long have you been-
I've been with McDonald's since
They've been there a while. All those customers had to be
All
vetted,
different
man.
jobs? She doing a good job?
Right.
She better, right?
If you're going to pass the Secret
Beautiful.
Service clearance,
Let's go.
no McDonald's for you that day, Doc.
Right. We're checking your fucking kids' car seats and everything.
How many would you put in the bag like this? Like 6? You do? 6 mediums?
5 is fine.
5?
I will pick the most. First order get 3 medium fries, and they're waiting for you.
Okay, very good.
You know she's tripping. She's used to having to fucking try to
Oh, I
move.
see. Now I'm going to
You know what I'm
see.
saying?
Oh, that's your
She's
customer.
standing, she keeps looking over like,
Oh,
fuck,
pretty
dude, give
good.
him the
Okay,
bag.
Right. You hear that beeping? Those are more orders coming through. Come on, man. Right? Anybody that's worked fucking McDonald's or fast food, you know, they know. But
Even just a regular kitchen overall. Yeah,
Right,
even
right,
if you're
yeah.
in there, dude, you're sweating, you're humping ass, man.
Right. The fuck you asking if they want more salt for? Fuck off. Put them in the fucking bag. Let's go.
Right.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely not a normal day at McDonald's. Probably got like fucking 3 customers in that fucking whole 15 minutes. It's terrible fucking times. Terrible, man.
And of course, the attacks immediately began. You know what I mean? They're like, you know, this McDonald's previously failed a health exam, you know, a health test, and then you know, then they're like, you know, of course, an E. coli outbreak, and it's all because of McDonald's quarter pounders. Like they're gonna try to fuck with McDonald's now, you know?
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, they're gonna have a field day.
It's an amazing business. It's an amazing country. We're going to make America greater than ever before. We're going to do it.
Are you gonna see Aaron
Like this. Look at the enthusiasm. I mean, that's thousands of people over there. They go miles back. That's incredible. So, look at that.
Are you going to be with Aaron Rodgers?
What's your lunch order?
Raise the minimum wage, Mr. President.
You're gonna raise minimum wage. Fuck off with that.
Forward to it. It's going to be a good game. And, yeah, good game. They have a great coach. It's a great coach. And we'll see how it is.
Tell us about getting started in your own career, Mr. President. How did you tell us about those jobs that people take early on to try to make a break and how you did it?
It's a great job to take. It requires expertise. I'm going through the French fry stuff. It's the whole.
What have you learned?
Did you learn anything new?
And it requires great expertise, actually.
Do you appreciate McDonald's more?
And to do it fast.
Yeah, you got to shake them at 2 minutes, otherwise they're gonna stick together. You know, there's a lot more to it than you guys think. All right, they ain't just dropping fries in a fucking basket. That's how you look like an asshole, right? Right. Yeah, that fucking guy in the back. You gonna raise minimum wage now? Like, dude, go fuck off. How about you go get a fucking adult job, dude? How about you stop fucking taking jobs from 16-year-old kids? You know?
Yeah.
All right. Gonna raise minimum wage? Shit.
But even Trump, he's like, this is a great job to take. No, it's not, man. No, it's not.
Yeah, it's definitely not. You definitely don't
Yeah,
want to
it's
be working at McDonald's. You,
Right,
you
it's
don't want to
fun
make a
times for
career.
15 minutes.
Right. Yeah, it's a like I say, it's definitely a great experience. I got fucking a job at McDonald's like right as soon as I turned 16. You know, fucking I was already working at that point, but I was working under the table, of course, you know. But yeah, right as soon as I turned 16, I was like, fuck, I'm going working at McDonald's. I worked there for like 6 months, so that shit sucked.
When I was 16, I ran a concession stand, man, surrounded by baseball diamonds and fucking frisbee golf park.
Yeah. But, yeah. Yeah, shit. When I was 14, I was fucking shoveling horse shit, fucking clearing out horse pens. For like fucking, I did that for like a year and a half, and then as soon as I turned 16, I was like, "Fuck this, I'm out of here. Go work in the real world." And I was like, "Man, this fucking sucks, dude."
Right. And I was 14, 15. I was carrying bags of cement for the old stepdad, man.
Shut
There's a company going at that time.
All right. Fucking nowadays, if fucking get arrested in child labor laws and shit like that.
Right.
And then,
Back then, it
you're
was
on there.
vocational. I got to leave school early and everything, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just needed some fucking money, so I was, you know, my fucking grandpa fucking. Well, really, my grandpa kind of wanted me to get the work experience and teach me how to save and you know all that type of shit. So yeah, he fucking got me a job at an equestrian center, like fucking right across the highway. So I just fucking had my little back path that I'd walk every day after school. Fucking go over there, shovel out the pens and shit, feed the horses. Fucking, it's good times. Definitely good times.
Shitty times, man.
Right? Fucking shitty. Yeah, but yeah, fucking McDonald's, man. Donald Trump working there, killing it, fucking dropping them fries. But so there's also talk that he might win the popular vote. You want to talk about this just for a quick minute, and then we'll go and get on.
Sure. You got
with it.
CNN's head analyst, dude, saying that he could shock the world and win the popular vote, which would be hilarious. I mean, ultimately, all we're worried about is the electoral college, but that would be the cake, you know, the top of the cake for sure.
Right. Especially because, as we know, the Democrats always like to bitch about fucking how whenever a Republican wins, it's because they generally win by electoral votes, right? That's where the middle of the country gets to have a voice. And so they always like to point out, oh, well, you didn't win the popular vote. Like, he didn't win the popular vote against Hillary Clinton. Doesn't matter. We don't live in fucking democracy. This fucking country is not run by New York and California. So that's why we have the Electoral College, and they cannot stand that. But if Donald Trump were to end up winning not only the Electoral College, sweep all the motherfucking swing states, and fucking win the popular vote, there is no fucking trying to challenge that whatsoever. That is a landslide victory. Like, that is utter defeat for the fucking cackling camel campaign.
Too big to rig, man. And thus far, early voting, I mean, you're talking tens of millions of people have already voted, which is like record setting in most places. And in a lot of counties, like some that have been traditionally blue or possibly purple, are massively lean towards Republican. And it sucks because I hate saying that word, right, Republican, but at the same time, it's the party of the movement, man. So
Right.
you got to do what you got to do. But here we are, man. I mean, again, no red wave, no dumb shit. Still got to do your fucking part. But it's looking all right poll wise. When you got CNN coming out saying he might win the popular vote, something's going pretty well.
Right. They're definitely panicking.
Yeah, they're trying to jump ahead of it, so now they can look like they're unbiased. Like they got it. The closer it comes to the election, the more accurate they got to be to reality, so they keep at least a little bit of credibility. You know what I mean?
Right. At the same time, too, there's always a possibility that they could just be lying to try and get you complacent, to try and get you to fucking you're gonna be all right.
No, there's that too.
Yeah. I mean, there is that. I mean, they do have their fucking weird little tricks and shit. And at least, the one thing that I'll give the Democrats, of course, it's obviously probably not a good thing. It really it proves that how dumb their voters are. But they don't got fucking like 50 million spaces that just sit around and talk about conservative politics all day long, like we do on this side. They got like maybe like 10, 20 fucking podcasters that are Democrat shills or far leftists and stuff like that. But I mean, as far as I could tell, nothing compared to on the right side. So that's obviously good for us, but at the same time, it's also bad because we broadcast every fucking thing. We don't have a fucking strategy that they don't know about, because literally every single thing that we do, or everything that we could do, or everything that we might do, everything that we think about doing, we broadcast it right away.
Right.
But I mean, at the same time, we're upfront. We're legit and honest about shit. They do everything they do in the fucking shadows because they're fucking corrupt slime balls.
Right. Open discourse versus reptilian manners, dude. You know what I mean?
Yep. But yeah, nonetheless, it does give them the opportunities to be able to run shadow campaigns, or to be able to do Pied Piper campaigns and stuff like that, to where they basically lead us where they want to lead us through propaganda. They could even make their fucking people panic and start to cry and say, oh no, Donald Trump's gonna win and this and that. And it's like I say, it could just be to get us complacent. So I want to stress to you people, if you're sitting there right now and you have that fucking yellow envelope sitting on your desk, put that motherfucker in the mailbox. Do it today.
Right.
In fact, get your ass up right now. Go do it. Go. What are you doing? No, I'm just kidding. You guys probably all got it done already, because obviously if you're watching a show like this, you're probably politically inclined. So you probably already got yours sent out, or you're probably going to go vote on election day. Again, with everything going on in this election, I think it's pretty, I mean, again, to each their own, but I personally, I would like to send my ballot out, track that motherfucker through the mail, make sure that they receive that shit, and then, trust it. I guess at that point, I have to trust that they counted it.
Then wait 12 days to find out what happened.
Right. But yeah, just make sure you guys get that shit out there. Don't
even Maricopa County, man. Like you got Maricopa County, like we need at least 4 days. You know what I mean? We're gonna need at least 4 days to count the votes. Meanwhile, like Argentina counted 99.9% of their votes in 6 hours.
Right.
and you
Everywhere
got
else in the
France
world.
do it same day. Right. Third
Yeah,
world
every-
nations even.
Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, third world nation. Oh shit. Sorry about that. That was a fucking can fell down. I don't know where that came from. But either way, yeah, third world nations, they're able to get their shit done like that. You know, they fucking run
Yeah.
elections way smoother than we do, and they're fucking rigged half the time. The other person got fucking murdered like hours before the election, you know, but still their votes got counted though, you know. Like,
Right.
but yeah,
That's
fucking-
currently even with votes that you know have been cast that so far, like we were talking about the fraudulent shit, and I believe it was I believe it's still Pennsylvania votes that have been found to be fucking fraudulent. They're like they've already been counted, so like they're still gonna count.
all right, it's too late. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
What? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like-
and then the other ones with the reinstatements is when we'll do something after the election.
Right.
What?
No, they're not. Just so you guys understand, they're never gonna circle back. Right.
Right.
You're never gonna
It's like
circle back
every
to anything.
disturbing thing you hear, you know, or breakthroughs or what have you. It's in the news, boom, and then it's gone. You never hear about it again.
Right. I mean, take our elections for example. The only reason that we're able to fucking mail in our ballots and shit, you know, so readily is because they fucking, you know, they instituted the universal mail-in ballots, all that shit, and then now they're trying to continue it. And they try to just call out a fucking they just try to continue doing the same shit that they do, with their emergency powers and shit like that. But at the same time, nothing ever comes of it. You know, it's just something that that's how we do things now. That's how our elections are run now. You know, and so that's why they're seeing all of this fucking these fake registries. You know, all these you know, people that have passed away. It's 2020 all over again because that's just how we run elections now. That's what we do. You know, we've always done this. You know, but yeah, you know, well, like I said, we'll see how it goes. At the end of the day, I don't think anybody's going to accept the results either way. You know, unless it's like a fucking landslide victory, you know, unless it's like too fucking big to rig, then let the fucking liberals cry all they want. Let them try to burn down whatever the fuck they want. Just protect your shit. All right. Worry about that.
Yeah.
Yep. You know, let them burn down their own fucking cities or whatever. If you're conservative and fucking live in one of these liberal cities, what the fuck you doing? You know? But yeah, either way, let them fucking cry about it, you know? But shit, speaking of crying about it real quick, I'll just talk real quick about fucking Tim Pool fucking rage quit this week for about a day, right? And apparently it was over a graphics card, and I don't know the type of stress that fucking, you know, somebody running that big of a company, or at least I don't know how big it is, but at least that profitable, or you know, that influential, you know, of a company. Pretty sure it's got to be, you know, a pretty good amount of stress. But apparently it was over a graphics card that didn't work right. Yeah, I'm computer illiterate, so I don't fucking know. But yeah, graphics card wasn't working right, and they weren't able to get the show up and running in the new studio. And apparently nobody on the crew that he hired to be his tech people was able to fix it, or you know, thought to fix it. And so basically, yeah, he went on like a 2-hour fucking tirade about, I'm done. You're all fucking fired. I hate everybody. And then, yeah, 2 days later, he was back.
Yeah, and then I'm sure you know aware. Then he also announced he's going to like reduce his role, and possibly reduce like production as far as you know how many episodes they do or what have you, because he's getting married and having a kid. So it's like, you know, that added stress, and knowing that you just built this, and now you know, like again, he's going to have to reduce his role. I mean, in one instance, obviously, you know, you're going to be happy about that. You're about to have a family and whatnot. But again, you just put years of fucking work and to build this up, and you know, your well-being, your family's well-being now depends on that shit.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely got to be stressful, you know. And then of course, as a lot of people have been pointing out, you know, he's hiring people that he knows or that he's friends with or whatever. And like I say, for being personalities on the show and stuff like that, that's fine. Whatever. I mean, shit. Didn't Luke Rutkowski say that he comes on the show for free? Like whenever he stops by and shit, even when he shows up for weeks and months at a time and shit, like he just shows up because he wants to show up and talk about politics. So I mean, a lot of the stuff like that. It's fine. Bring your friends on the show if fuck it, have your friends on every single day if you want. But when it comes to like fucking the tech or the fucking people that are going to be hooking shit up or hooking up, you don't want to hire your fucking friends for that shit. You don't want to hire some guy I know, like especially if you're running that big and that influential of a fucking company, like delegate that shit out to people that are fucking experts in that shit. I'm sure there's plenty of them out there. But I mean, ultimately, and he did say a few times that really it's management, it's bad management, but ultimately, fucking lessons learned. And I don't think that he would actually fucking get rid of the IRL show, because I mean that's literally where they get a lot of their new viewers from, because of the fact that they have different guests, they have celebrities, all kinds of different people, and that's how people find them.
Right, but he's saying like he's going to reduce his role. Like Phil's going to host more shows. You know what I mean? Hannah Claire, shit like that.
Yep. Yeah, which that's fine. But yeah, it was definitely interesting watching him go off. The stress kind of broke him for a minute there. And again, hats off to Dave Landau. I mean, he's
beanies off.
Right, beanies off to fucking Landau, and he handled it rather professionally. Right. What the fuck did you bring me on here for, man? Like, I could have fucking waited in the lobby, like
right. Fucking off to the green room, dude.
Right. Yeah, fucking so I mean, fucking now, congratulations on him, starting a family, having a kid and all that. I don't think the kid's born yet, but still, planning on having a kid, family, all that stuff. That's excellent. Shit, fuck the show. Do that. But either way,
several times.
Yeah, but I mean, that's good shit. That's fine. I'll still watch it. I don't shit. If anything, I mean, Tim, he could get a little preachy, a little know-it-all-y at times. So it'd be fine to
he does, but he keeps the show moving. When other cats start to ramble, dude, he just jumps right in, dude, cuts them off, starts talking, and when he speaks, people shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Otherwise, in other episodes and shit, they have you've seen like when Hannah Claire's husband, for instance, there's times where she kind of loses control of that. People will start talking over each other or trying to interrupt or what have you, and that makes for a shitty show. I think, man, it's hard to hear what you came to hear what they want to say.
Right. Yeah. But I'm sure it'll still go smoothly though.
I'm sure with Phil it'll be fine.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. All you gotta do right. Next topic.
Right. I think if there's Ian led episodes, it's probably gonna be hilarity and just fucking outright clownish fucking theories and shit.
Right. I don't think Ian can lead an episode though, because Ian he's always second fiddle, like he's like not trying to say that you're like, oh, he's second fiddle, like no, that's his role, like that's what he does.
You see, like when he moderated debates on X and shit, it's awkward as fuck, dude. What I mean?
I haven't seen any of those. I have to check some of them out.
Pretty funny, man.
Right? Fucking Ian. Yeah, damn it. But so like I said, glad to see that the show's going to continue going. Hopefully, like I said, they work out some of those issues. Learn from it, and hopefully we don't have any more episodes where Tim just goes on a 2-hour fucking rant about how he hates his fucking staff. But so let's see. You want to talk about Elon, or let's talk about fucking Lucas Kuntz real quick. So a Democrat Senate hopeful, probably not likely, but he's a Democrat Senate hopeful. He's running against fucking Josh Hawley, so it's probably not gonna fucking happen. That dude's not going anywhere. But but apparently he shot a guy, man. So obviously, if anybody ends up getting shot while you guys are out there freaking, plinking around and whatnot, it's somebody fucked up, right? Somebody fucked up. And so, of course, you could watch all the gun tubers if you want to get full breakdown of what the fuck they did wrong exactly, because there's a whole laundry list down to fucking for one, no ear coverings. I mean, that's a big thing. I don't know how the fuck you sit there and shoot all day with no fucking ear protection.
And you're shooting at steel plates,
right? You're shooting at
like
steel
15
fucking
feet
plates
away.
Yeah, at a fucking pistol range, right? Yeah. So obviously, a ricochet, a fragment of a bullet ricocheted off of the steel targets, seeing as they were so close, and it went and it, I guess, struck an arm of a what was it a cameraman or a reporter?
I think it was the actual so-called journalist, man.
Yeah. So they got the video of them, all wrapping up the bandage and stuff like that. But ultimately, it really was somewhat minor. But at the same time, it's a fucking in a sense, it's a gunshot wound,
Right. But it's straight irresponsibility and fucking ineptitude. This guy's supposed to be, like you said, a firearms expert with all this experience, and he's shooting a fucking goddamn rifle at iron plates 15 feet away. Like,
right.
DB, dude.
You suck.
Right.
And not to mention with the fucking giant high-powered fucking scope. It was like this motherfucking big. Right, that thing's fucking ridiculous, man. It's like a fucking long-range deer fucking hunting scope, some shit like that. Yeah, definitely not what you want to use to shoot 15 feet away. You could probably see the fucking fibers of the steel that you were shooting. Right. You were right up on there, weren't you?
That's not an expert I want to take advice from.
Yeah, definitely not.
Hey, what?
Right. Well, I'll tell you what. But yeah, so yeah, like I said, it's nothing real serious. Obviously the Democrats are trying to it's nothing, but at the same time, the whole funny part and the irony of this is these are the people of gun safety and about like how fucking guns kill people and this and that type shit, and the guns should only be held by people that have had military training or whatnot, well, there you go.
It's like the old video that used to be on YouTube with the black cop, the instructor, and he's got a room full of police, cadets, and just showing him how to holster, and boom, shoots himself, blows half his fucking leg off.
Yeah, the only person in this room qualified to handle this here gun. Boom. Right, fucking great. Which again, just goes to show you, accidents can happen. You guys always practice gun safety. Always do the 4 rules. Fucking never point anything you're not willing to destroy. Always treat every gun as if it's loaded. Know your target and what's behind it. And then the 4th one, finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Right there you go. So yeah, just mind those, and you should be all right. Right, you have to at least break.
Control means hitting the target.
Right. And a side note, don't fucking shoot steel that's 15 feet away from you. It's I mean, you could shoot steel. You just that those steel plates did look like they were kind of on a fixed thing too, like they were like fucking like fixed to that railroad tie that was right there. But
and it was also at a downward slope, but normally you'd shoot into the hillside. You know what I mean? Like you could just keep going with the fucking dude. It's just
right.
Said ineptitude is someone being completely irresponsible and overconfident.
Yeah, and it happens. Yeah, I mean it can happen to even firearms instructors. There's tons of videos on the internet about it. It happens.
Right, but on that note, even if Josh Hawley wins, which he's only a freshman fucking senator. So there's always that possibility, right? And he unseated a longtime Democrat, so it's always possible that a Democrat reclaims that seat. But even if he wins, we may lose him anyway in the Senate because apparently he's on Trump's short list for Attorney General.
Oh, really?
So, yeah,
that'd be pretty dope too.
Yeah, I think he'd be pretty good at that job, man. He's a head cracker. He's, you know, an obvious practiced litigator.
Yeah. Yeah. That shit. Hell yeah. That'd be fucking awesome. So either way, it looks like we haven't seen the last of old Josh Hawley.
Right. And he, you know, he was AG of Missouri. So,
right. But I mean, after this stunt, you know, who knows? You know, like I said, the Democrats, they're still very anti-gun, right? Like I say, everything that Kamala does just goes negatively for her. So even her fucking, you know, like, oh, I'm a gun owner and this and that. Me and Tim Walz are both gun owners and shit. That's backfired in every way possible, right? The Democrats don't like it, and then the fucking Republicans don't believe it. I mean,
right. You seen the Tim Walz one, right, dude? He got the brand new orange vest out and couldn't load the 12 gauge, doc.
Right. Yep. Fucking out there. Where's it go like this? Put the shells in the fucking bottom.
Wait, I thought that's yours.
Right. Thought you go out with this all the time. Like, what are you talking about?
It's your wand.
Right?
Isn't that the fucking hunting fucking rifle that you constantly speak on whenever firearms are brought up, man?
Right. You go pheasant hunting all the time with this thing, right? It still has the fucking orange tag in there, man. Come on, get the fucking. Still has the fucking chamber breach in the fucking orange chamber tag. Come on, man.
A factory oil in the barrel.
Yep. Yeah, fucking. These people are fucking clowns, and luckily, you know, a lot of people are starting to see through it. But yeah, fucking Lucas Kuntz shot a guy.
Right.
Don't forget
Definitely don't want that guy in the fucking Senate, man. And you surely wouldn't want some goon like that over Josh Hawley, dude. That dude is crisp, witty, and an absolute skull cracker. And like the left may hate him, but if they had that dude on their side, they would absolutely blow him. You know what I mean?
Right. He would definitely be part of the squad, you know.
Right.
All right. So we got two more left. We got fucking Elon Musk giving away $1 million a day. And then we got actually that's all we got. We already talked about Donald Trump winning the popular vote in the swing state sweeper. So yeah, all we got left is Elon Musk giving away $1 million. What is it? Every
person
day?
Every day. The one person every day randomly chosen that signs the fucking, you know, his petition to support your fucking First and Second Amendments. This guy's an absolute fucking conqueror, dude.
Right. Freaking, just so you guys know, I signed that petition. Yeah. For real. Some canvasser came to my door and he's, you know, just asking, like, you voting for Donald Trump? And she's like, motherfucker, of course I'm voting for Donald Trump. You know? Like, yeah, you know, you want to sign this petition?
Not town, man.
First and Second Amendment. Like, fuck yeah, I want to sign a fucking petition for the First and Second Amendment. So yeah. Right. And then later on, fucking this news came out. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. I'm glad I signed that petition, man. It's only for the swing state voters, right?
I believe so, yeah. But what would be hilarious is she says, yeah, and you fucking bam, jab yourself real quick. What the fuck? I'm about to sign that shit in my blood, girl.
Right. it's all on his phone and shit.
Oh shit. I didn't know, man. I thought you meant like a for real old school canvasser, man.
Yeah,
I haven't seen one. You got to remember, I live out in the desert, bro. Ain't no one coming out to this motherfucker, dog.
You got fucking blood all over my phone, man. This is my personal phone. They didn't give me this.
What the fuck are you doing, man?
Just want you to know how serious I am about it.
It's not even the petition, of course. It's in, you know, spirit of the First and Second, man. You know what I'm saying? The cornerstones to a fucking free fucking society, man.
Shit, I signed that shit before fucking before he even told me fucking or before I even knew that, you know, Elon Musk was doing anything about it, you know, like fucking it's like fuck it, First and Second Amendment. Those are my two favorite ones. I'll fucking definitely sign that.
Right. I think it would be everyone's favorite ones, but apparently it's only when it, you know, it just is in your favor.
Right, or when you have control over them. It's only when you're able to infringe on them that they actually like them.
Everyone agrees when you censor everyone that doesn't.
Right. Yeah. It's how it rolls in a dictatorship.
Right. It's the fucking it's the inner zone's art of war.
Right. But so he's still continuing to do these, even though the Department of Justice is bitch.
Justice.
Right. The DOJ's bitching. You can't do that. And then he's basically saying, "The fuck, I can't." And he's doing it. So yeah. So the
Like, what do you
whole
mean I can't give away my money? I'm going to give away my money,
Right.
and I'm going to file for a tax break for it.
Right. Sons of bitches.
Right.
Yeah. But he's also given an additional 44 million to another one of Trump's PACs.
Super PAC.
Yeah, super PAC. Yeah, so like you say, fucking Elon Musk, he's really doing it, really doing the damn thing. At this point, of course, you can't give anybody, 100%, trust. There's still a possibility that he could be up to some no good stuff, but yeah, I'm at least 95% sure he's all good, dude.
Yeah, that and the fact that he's vocally, said his concern that he very well could end up in prison or assassinated himself at this point. I mean, he's got 5 different agencies investigating him right now.
All right.
And I mean, all the dude doing, I mean, he's out here, he's a man of industry, bro. I mean, he's, supplying thousands of jobs, running major companies with governmental contracts. I mean, you just on and on, dude. Even
Right.
how people love to, he's not like he's the actual inventor. I mean, he's involved in it. And then not to mention, I mean, he's the one that's got these people together and pays them enough to keep them there to keep innovating. I mean,
Yep.
he's an intricate part, regardless if he's the actual architect or not. And he's moving society forward, even with, roadblocks, regulations, and, people trying to fucking destroy him,
Yep. Shit, he didn't
which I'm sure you've seen. Go ahead.
He didn't choose the thug life. The DOJ chose it for him.
Right. And you see,
Right.
even the English government that they're against him. Leaked documents from them saying that their number one concern or their number one goal is to kill Elon's Twitter, man. And by
Yeah.
that, they're going after advertisers, and that's Elon's posting like this is direct a foreign interference, not only in a private business but in fucking a major election. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to shut down speech. Of course, that's what it equates to. It's not even really Elon. It's they don't want Elon to give you a platform.
Right.
And they're you see what they've not only done to Trump, but everyone that vast majority of people that were involved in them that won't agree to be a turncoat. They've all faced jail, different lengths of court sentences, and so on and so on. And obviously, I say court sentence because the process is the punishment. They're going to break you financially, even if you end up walking out. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yep.
And so I mean, God only knows what they do to this dude because he's going directly against the machine and being pretty fucking open about it, willing to give, put his money where his mouth is, like he always does.
Yep. Shit, absolutely, man. I mean, like we say, I don't think that there's been a more important election in American history than this one. At least none that comes to mind right now. None that I could think of. But
Yeah,
Yep.
I completely agree, man. And that's what we were saying previously on an episode here about how your elders or older people you talk to, and they do the old, it's seen it all before. Like, no, you haven't. No, you haven't. Unless you were fucking alive during the Civil War, which obviously
Right.
that's completely impossible. No, you haven't.
Right. Yeah. You ain't seen nothing yet. And shit, history ain't seen nothing yet. This is gonna be
Yeah.
it's gonna be a fucking it's gonna be a doozy.
Strap in. It's gonna get worse.
Yep. Yeah. So obviously we stress this quite often, but make sure you guys are ready, man, because it's it's all signs are pointing to shit's gonna hit the fan within the next couple of months. We've been talking about it for the last fucking couple of years on this show, but it's finally coming down to the wire. It's fucking minutes to midnight, man. Like it's we're fucking days away from election day, and then like a couple weeks away from getting the results, and then good luck to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you have you seen the recent interview with Camel Toes where she come out and said that she already has her legal team ready, to challenge everything. Like if Trump declares himself the winners before we do, you know what I mean? Like that type
Right.
of shit. It's going to be nonstop litigation, and that's why you have all these people saying, like we said earlier, about it's going to take this amount of time to count because they got to have time to launch their fucking lawsuits.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, just make sure you guys are fucking prepared. Make sure you guys got some weapons, ammunition, some food, water, some medical supplies. Get you guys a wellness pack. I'm just
Right.
Use
At
code
Jay's
SALTY.
case.
Right. I got my own code, so just use code SALTY. I'm pretty sure that works about all these places.
Right. And if you're thinking about building on your 401k, go to saltylovesgold.com.
Right. They can transfer over up to $50,000 and get $10,000 in free silver on your first
Right.
purchase.
Cha-ching.
Right. But yeah, hopefully you guys win $1 million from Elon Musk. Hopefully I win $1 million from Elon Musk. I'll definitely let you guys know if I do. All right. But is there anything else you want to talk about Elon Musk before we start to wrap?
I say we're good, man. I mean, hopefully just watch out for the dude, like they're telling you with the old Trumpsicles, man. Like when a leader speaks, the saying that a leader dies, man. And they've attempted already on Trump multiple occasions, and I don't think it would be any different for Elon, except for he doesn't have Secret Service details.
Right.
Which, I guess at this point that really doesn't matter. But
That's probably interesting. He's got a fucking way better fucking security detail than Donald
he's got
Trump.
mercs, dude.
Right. Right. He's got fucking some legit fucking security, I bet.
Sean Ryan gang and shit.
Right. Get a dab ready before we get on out of here.
You talking about ex-SEALs?
Right.
Did you see the or listen to the Dan Bongino debate with old Chunk
I did.
Yogurt this afternoon?
Yeah.
What'd you think, man?
Pretty good. Very, very cordial. Obviously,
Until a couple of times, Chunk wanted to get irate.
Yeah, but yeah, it was pretty good one. Good stuff.
Yeah, I was amazed. He definitely did a good job of keeping his cool for like the first time ever. Looks like you're hitting crack. Smoke crack with me, bro.
Good crack. But yeah, Chunky Yogurt didn't look that sweaty this time, so it must have been pretty good,
Oh yeah, you saw the video, huh? The video. I just fucking listened on Spotify. That's why I was fucking out driving, man.
Yeah, it was pretty much kind of like that, like this show, split screen. But yeah, it was a pretty good one, man. Yeah,
I wonder if it'll be the same level of coolness when he goes on the Turks, man. Because he's here to say, "I promise you, I won't fuck you over. I'll be there."
Yep.
Yep, I like it.
Hell yeah. Alrighty. Well, you guys know the deal. Like, subscribe, share. Have a good weekend. Don't forget to mention whatever the fuck you want in the comments. If you guys could think of a more important election and you've made it this far in the show, or even anything comparable, or if you think this is the most important election of your lifetime, let us know in the comments. Appreciate you.
Or even
guys.
if you think it's horseshit, if you think we're fucking retards, dude, post it up.
Oh yeah, we had plenty of those. That was a good dab. But anyhow, appreciate y'all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, tip your waiter on the way out. And as always, fuck off.